Hello people, I'm Karishma Dumpala. Welcome to Global Online University. In this lecture of literary criticism, we are going to talk about John Dryden and his critical work, an essay on dramatic poesy. Through this work, Dryden has reflected his views on literature. I have previously uploaded a lecture upon Philip Sidney and his work An Apology for Poetry. If you haven't watched it yet, please make sure to watch that as well. I will upload the link in the description box below. Now let's get started with John Dryden. John Dryden was a major essayist of the English literary tradition. His works are so praiseworthy that Samuel Johnson, a contemporary of Dryden and himself a major critic, called him the father of English criticism, along with commenting that English prose starts with Dryden's essay on dramatic poesy. Along with his wide-ranging criticism of epic, poetry, plays, and many others, he also wrote plays, prefaces, prologues. His contribution to the field of criticism influenced writers like Alexander Pope, Johnson, Matthew Arnold, T.S. Eliot, and many others. And he is mostly famous for his poetic works like Mac Flecknoe, Absalom and Achitophel, etc. And his dramatic works like All for Love, Aurangzeb, and Marriage a la Mode. English, in his essay, An Essay on Dramatic Poesy, gives an account of the neoclassical theory. He defends the classical drama, saying that it is an imitation of life and reflects human nature clearly. He also discusses the three unities, rules that require a play to take place in one place during one day, and that it develops in one single action or plot. Dryden's essay on dramatic poesy explicitly states in the beginning that its aim is to have our English writers to stay away from those who prefer French over English. The essay is a debate on the use of rhyme in the drama, and that took place originally between Sir Robert Howard and John Dryden. However, there are four characters in the essay. They are Eugenius, Crates, Lycidius, and Neander, which are originally identified as Charles Sackville, who was a patron of Dryden and poet himself, Sir Robert Howard, Dryden's brother-in-law, Sir Charles Sadley, and Neander is Dryden himself respectively. Neander seems to speak for Dryden himself. Eugenius takes the side of the modern English dramatists by criticizing the faults of the classical playwrights who did not themselves observe the unity of plays. But Crates defends the ancients and pointed out that they invented the principles of dramatic art enunciated by Aristotle and Horace. Crates opposes rhyme in plays and argues that though the moderns excel in science, the ancient age was the true age of poetry. Lycidius defends the French playwrights and attacks the English tendency to mix genres. He defines a play as a just and lively image of human and the change of fortune to which it is subject for the delight and instruction of mankind. Neander favors the moderns, respects the ancients, critical to rigid rules of dramas, and he favors rhyme as if it is in proper place like in grand subject. Neander, a spokesperson of Dryden, argues that tragicomedy is the best form for a play because it is the closest to life in which emotions are heightened by both mirth and sadness. He also finds subplots as an integral part to enrich a play. He finds the French drama with its single action. Neander favors the violation of the unities because it leads to the variety in the English plays. The unities have a narrowing and crumpling effect on the French plays, which are often betrayed into absurdities and which are often portrayed into absurdities from which the English plays are free. The violation of unities helps the English playwright to present a mere, just and lively image of human nature. In this comparison of French and English drama, Neander characterizes the best proofs of the Elizabethan playwrights. He praises Shakespeare, ancients and moderns. Neander comes to the end for the superiority of the Elizabethans with a close examination of a play by Jonson, which Neander believes a perfect demonstration that the English were capable of following the classical rules. In this way, Dryden's commitment to the neoclassical tradition is displayed. And if you need the presentation of this video, it would be made available to you on my Telegram channel, for which the link would be provided in the description box below. Please make sure you follow me there too. And before leaving, I would like to mention about the video lectures and the test series we are providing. The video lectures covering the syllabus will be made available for you here on YouTube and also the Global Online University app. Regarding the test series we are providing, the entire test series contains about 10 mock tests of 100 questions each, covering the entire syllabus, which would help you to cover the entire syllabus and also analyze your preparation and bring some changes if necessary. We are bringing the test series at affordable prices. The entire series containing 10 mock tests costs around 999 rupees for 6 months. To enroll, download the Global Online University app from the Play Store and select the category English. For further details, contact us on the numbers that are being displayed. I hope you understand whatever we have discussed in this video, and if you did, please do like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you. Signing off, Karishma Dumpala.